Solo is a Star Wars anthology movie. It is an action-adventure, but it blends the trademark space opera genre with a few light-hearted heist film elements. Alden Ehrenreich plays a young Han Solo, and the film follows Han as he transitions from the streets of Corellia to the high-flying, fast-shooting scoundrel we know him to be. Along the way, Han meets a lot of people, including the experienced mercenary Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson, the cunning Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover, the long-lost love interest Kiera, played by Emilia Clarke, and who can forget Chewbacca, played here by Jonas Suotamo. Now, I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I wasn't too excited to see this movie, to be honest with you, for a number of reasons. I wasn't so sure we needed a Han Solo movie that was separate from the main episodic storyline. Also, I'm not so sure I'm ready for someone new to play a young Han Solo. When you have a franchise as big as Star Wars, I'm always in favor of exploring new places, new storylines, and new characters, rather than looking back in the past and seeing things that we already know happened, such as Han Solo befriending Chewbacca, or how Han ended up flying the Millennium Falcon. I mean, what's the point? That's why I'm really interested in a Boba Fett movie, because he's a character we know almost nothing about after the events of Attack of the Clones. But brushing all that aside, I went into this movie not expecting too much. So how was it? Solo is an enjoyable but slightly disposable movie, and what I mean by that is that as a Star Wars fan, there's a lot of cool things to explore in this movie. You get to see Han in his younger years, and there are some surprises here and there. But the film lacks the complexity, the substance, and the rewatchability that many other Star Wars movies have. But let's swing positive first. I really enjoyed the action in this movie, the way the writers set up all the action set pieces, as well as how the production crew delivered on the set design, the stunt work, and the effects. It looked beautiful, it looked incredible. The costume and makeup were on point as well, very creative as we can expect from a Star Wars movie, and very rustic and gritty compared to the other Star Wars flicks. Alden Ehrenreich puts on a great performance in my opinion. He's cool, he's driven, and he's arrogant, just like Han Solo. He did remind me of Han Solo, but he didn't really sell me on the fact that he is Han Solo, and that kind of thing is down to personal bias, to be fair. But it also comes down to the tone and feel of the film itself. Solo does not have that serious undertone that other Star Wars movies have. It was very much a light-hearted adventure. And I'm fine with that. But when I left the theater, I felt this sense of, yeah, you know, that was a cool movie, it was a cool movie, instead of thinking, whoa, what did I just watch? Which is what I felt after The Last Jedi. Ron Howard is a fantastic director, but I can't help feel that he had a tough time directing this movie after inheriting it from someone else. To his credit, I think he excelled in creating a coherent storyline that felt very in the moment. He was really good at creating that atmosphere of scoundrels, where you have these ragtag group of mercenaries who have to work together to complete a heist. And you get that feeling that not all of them trust each other, and at any point someone could stab someone else in the back. So all those dishonor among thieves elements I enjoyed. But there were just some creative choices that didn't quite give off the Star Wars feel. The transitions were different, the music by John Powell was exciting, but it lacked the melodious fanfare that John Williams does. The villain, Dryden Voss, played by Paul Bettany, talks and dresses like a James Bond villain rather than a Star Wars villain. And to make it worse, there is this attempt at a socio-political message that was channeled through a particular character, and I felt that this was very on the nose, it was very unnatural, and it felt very shoehorned in. So all these things disappointed me. However, towards the end of the movie, I started to get more invested in the story once again, and there were a lot of surprising moments that I quite enjoyed and I really want to talk about. But there's spoilers, so I tell you what, I'm gonna wrap this up, I'm gonna give you my rating, and then I want to talk about these spoilers later on. Solo, a Star Wars story, is an overall enjoyable film with interesting characters and production design, but its overly light tone and questionable role in the Star Wars canon might turn some non-hardcore fans away. But if you love anything Star Wars and don't mind watching a fun, albeit slightly forgettable movie, then I do recommend you go out and see this film. Solo, a Star Wars story gets a 7 out of 10 for me. Guys, I'm going to be trying out this new rating system where it's in divisions of 0.5 rather than 0.1, just to make things simpler, you know. So a movie like this, honestly, I would rate it a bit lower, maybe 6.7, 6.8, but I'm rounding it off to the nearest 0.5. So let me know in the comments below if you think this is a better system, or you have any tips on how to make a better rating system. I'd love to know. Okay, I can't help but talk about what happens at the end of this movie. So if you haven't seen Solo, a Star Wars movie, stop the video, go out and watch Solo and then come back and continue this video because this next part is gonna contain spoilers. You've been warned. This next part contains spoilers. Ready? Okay, so I think most people were surprised to learn that Darth Maul is the leader of the Crimson Dawn. That's right, he survived being cut in half in episode 1, and in the movie we see Han's love interest Kira join forces with him. The dude ignites his double-sided lightsaber for no reason other than to ignite a lightsaber in a Star Wars movie and to probably ride the surprise wave. But to me the biggest surprise was the fact that Solo is not a standalone movie. In fact, it's the first part of a series, possibly a trilogy, with Darth Maul as the antagonist. And I was like thinking, man, I don't think Solo is gonna do so well commercially or critically, and you're deciding to do sequels to Solo? That's a bit of a risk, don't you think? And is there gonna be like this micro-universe of anthology films now? Like, is the Boba Fett movie or the future Obi-Wan Kenobi movie gonna somehow connect to the storyline of Solo, or maybe interact with some of the characters from Solo? I don't know the answers. I can't really see it happening at the moment, but what I can tell you and what I do know is that there will not be a shortage of Star Wars movies in the near future. I am gonna stop the discussion there for now, but guys, thank you so much for watching this review. If you liked it and you want to see more, click the subscribe button below. Send me your feedback, guys, I really appreciate it. I will have a new movie review for you next week, so until then, sit tight, have a great week ahead, maximum hype, and peace out.